Good afternoon. This is Councilmember Paul Vallone, and today we're on the steps of the Flushing Library to call for the Asian Lunar New Year to be a major holiday in the city, state, and the country that we live in. So today's press conference, you're going to see over a dozen elected officials and the Speaker of the City of New York standing with us to say now is the time to recognize the Asian Lunar New Year. Kamsahamnida, and thank you, everyone.
Hi, my name is Councilmember Peter Koo. I want to congratulate all the viewers. Happy New Year!
예, 뉴욕 현지 한인회장 유재봉입니다. 이렇게 그 모든 정치인들이 모여서 우리 그 설 퍼레이드를 설을 미국의 공휴일로 제정하는 것에 대해서 너무 기쁘게 생각을 합니다. 우리가 목소리를 더 높여서 이게 실현이 될 수 있도록 우리 힘을 합해서 이게 노력을 해야 됩니다. 또한 우리 그 2월 8일에 있는 설 퍼레이드에 많은 분들이 참여하셔서 우리 그 한인들의 파워를 보여줄 수 있도록 그렇게 해주시기 바랍니다.
안녕하십니까. 뉴욕 한인학부모협회 회장이면서 이번 23회 설날 퍼레이드의 행사위원장을 맡고 있는 최윤희입니다. 이번에 그 뉴욕시에서 설날을 공휴일로 제정한다는 의미는 큰 의미고요. 이거는 아시안뿐 아니라 세계 모든 사람이 아시안에 대한 그런 모든 문화나 명절에서 알게 되는 거는 우리 모두에게 큰 교육적인 효과와 또 우리의 도움이 되라고 생각합니다. 감사합니다.
Hi, I'm Congresswoman Grace Meng, proud to be here today to once again push for Lunar New Year as a school holiday.
받고 2014년 아주 건강하고 행복한 해를 원하겠습니다. 감사합니다. 네.
State and local officials to stand with us. And why are we here today? We are asking on all three levels of government for the Asian Lunar New Year to finally be recognized as a major holiday, right? That's what we want. We even have the sirens to prove it. They're here for us. So everyone that you see here is responsible for making this day happen, because each person has either submitted a bill in council, in Albany, or in Congress with a resolution asking for the recognition of the Asian Lunar New Year, and almost 1 out of 6 children that celebrate that holiday. So since there are so many elected officials here, I wanted each one to say what their bill and what their stance is, so that why we believe it's going to happen this year. And when you see a force like this, when you see your Congress members, your state senators, your borough president, Melinda Katz, and you see our new speaker, Melissa Mark Viverito, to show up, this is the year and this is the time we believe it's going to happen. Peter Koo is the co-host for today. Let me introduce Peter Koo, our council member here in District 20.
Hello.
Yes, you do.
Hello, everyone.
Vallone and Peter Koo for doing this press conference, and all the electeds that are here. It's a real pleasure to be here with you. And I'll just speak very quickly and let others obviously say their words. But Lunar New Year is one of the most important holidays in the Chinese calendar for many Asian Americans throughout the 5 boroughs. Asian Americans have made such tremendous contributions to the city, making this city obviously the greatest in the world. The council will introduce 2 resolutions calling for recognition of the Lunar New Year holiday, which will involve school closing and suspension of metered parking. This issue has garnered much support in the city and state level, and I'm happy to support my colleagues in this effort, and I really again want to commend Council Members Vallone and Koo for their leadership. According to the Department of Education, 14% of students are Asian American in our school system. With the cultural importance of this holiday and the large Asian community, students shouldn't feel like they have to choose between celebrating their heritage and missing a day of school. So we are here again to support and present these 2, indicate that we're going to be introducing these 2 resolutions. We support them, and I want to thank my colleagues for their leadership.
Thank you, Speaker.
Let me speak over.
So let me finish up what I was saying. Since 13% of the city population is Asian Americans, of course we want Lunar New Year to be a holiday for the schools. And also we will introduce resolutions to suspend alternate street parking on New Year Eve and on New Year Day. Those are very small asks from us. So I hope the community will support this. Of course, you guys will support it. And all the elected officials from all levels of government, they will support this too. So Happy New Year for everyone. Thank you.
All right, I'd also like a chance for, we have our very own Congressmember Grace Beng here. I'd like to introduce Grace to everyone.
Thank you to council members Paul Malone and Peter Koo for putting this together. You know, year after year we gather here, and it is heartwarming to see year after year more elected officials, more community leaders, and we would not be here at this date even without all of your support. I'm very encouraged to see our new speaker, Melissa Mark-Viverito, for her leadership on this issue and many others. You know, as an Asian American kid growing up in New York City, it was always very painful to celebrate Asian Lunar New Year the night before until midnight, 1 a.m., and then have to get up and go to school the next morning. I've introduced a measure in the House last week that would aim to encourage school districts across the country to create a school holiday with large Asian American populations. This is obviously more of a city issue, and Congress doesn't have the authority, but the resolution would encourage these school districts. I want to thank every one of you who have worked so hard over the last few years to help us make this a greater possibility, to help us make this a dream come true. And it's really a testament and a symbol of a growing community being accepted and appreciated by the mainstream society. I also want to thank Senator Daniel Squadron and Assemblyman and Speaker Sheldon Silver for their many years of leadership on this issue. And I'm proud to see my colleague, Assemblyman Ron Kim, taking this over in the state. But thank you all for being here and for working so hard on this issue over the last few years. And we are very hopeful that it will soon become a reality.
Yes.
Our next and our current brand new borough president, Belinda Katz, is going to say some words and stay with us.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to note how remarkable it is for this area and for the Asian community of New York City that we have the honor of our new speaker, Speaker Mark Viverito, who never needed a GPS to get to Queens. We know that, but I would like to sincerely thank her for her presence here at the press conference. Thank Councilmember Koo, Councilmember Malone. Who else do we have? I assume everyone's speaking, but Senator Stavisky, Councilwoman Karen Kozowitz, Assemblyman Braunstein, everyone here. Ron Kim is carrying the legislation in Albany. We are the borough of Queens. We are 160 languages that's spoken in our school system. But we have an enormous Asian community that celebrates the Lunar New Year here in the borough of Queens. And our businesses and our schools and our policy of the city of New York needs to reflect this community, needs to reflect the fact that it is such a growing community and has such growing awareness and needs in the borough of Queens. So I'm proud to be here to support the fact that we do need to have our schools reflect the communities that we have here in the borough. And I see that our businesses are well represented, the Flushing Business Council and all of the businesses that are here as well. Really showing that not only is it a school issue, it's an economic issue, it's a cultural issue, and we all stand together in this borough to make Lunar New Year a true holiday in the city of New York. Thank you.
Assembly members Ron Kim, Neely Rosick, Ed Braunstein, and our state senator Toby Stavisky and Daniel Squadron's on the way. I know each one would like to be heard because this is very important to each of them. Ron, would you like to say the legislation you have?
Thank you. First, I want to thank our newly elected council member Paul Malone for stepping up to the plate and taking this initiative and pushing it forward. And of course, the mayor of Flushing, our good Councilman Peter Koo, and my congresswoman who has so much determination and resiliency when it came to this issue. She has been fighting for this for years in the state assembly, Now she's going to continue that fight in Congress, and I took the baton after her to continue the legislation and carrying this bill at the state level. Last year, we passed the Assembly one of the bills that would actually allow local school boards the power to determine for themselves what's appropriate in a school district. You know, it's a very diverse district, as the board president said. We have many holidays, including the Lunar New Year and other parts and other holidays around the community, and each school board should have the power to determine what's appropriate for each neighborhood. So that's a bill that the Speaker of the Assembly is also sponsoring, and it has a very good chance of passing this year. All these
districts that have 7.5% or more Asian American students. And I'm working on a similar bill, which we will discuss at a later date. But the city has to recognize, and the state has to recognize, that this is important to the Asian American community, the largest growing immigrant population in the city.
By everyone's presence, I am here just to support Assemblymember Kim in his bill in the State Assembly. We're very delighted by the presence of everyone speaking with one voice. And ultimately, what it comes down to is not pitting neighbor against neighbor or community against community. This is everyone building a coalition and getting this done this year. So thank you, Paul Malone, Speaker Margarito, Councilmember Ku, and everyone for being here. It's a tremendous effort, and we will get it done together. So thank you.
Not only the Flushing Chinese Business Association, but it's running our very own Lunar Parade coming up. So, Peter, would you like to say a couple of words? I know you've been very passionate about this.
I think the food is very exciting at the people in Flushing, because on behalf of Flushing Chinese Business Association, we have the 19 years parade, the 90 years parade over this town. From the 1996, 800 people work with us and 2,000 people watching the sidewalk. Until last year, we have 8,000 people work with us, and 100,000 people watching the sidewalk. But we've been fighting with the MTA for many times because we have to choose the Saturday to be a parade. Because the 90 years never be a school holiday. Then the people over here had no choice to choose the Saturday to be a parade. So I'm very thankful for that. That's why I told Paul Malone, if we can make it after Speaker and after Borough President, if there will become a true holiday of the Lunar New Year, we're going to have birthday party to Paul Malone this year.